Hi friends, in this video we are going to concentrate on most important element for the drawing, that is projections, or it is also considered as view. Why they are going to give two words, either it is a projection or a view. For both the elements, what is the concept behind it, why they are coined that particular word, we will consider in this video only in few minutes. So what is the purpose of a projection? So what is the main purpose of drawing, we have to know it. So engineering drawing is a language. Which language it is? It is a pictorial language. It is a pictorial language. What is the purpose of this particular language? To convey our ideas, or to communicate, to transfer the information from one engineer to another engineer. We are going to use drawing. One is to convey our ideas, and another one is I saw one particular object, but that object can't able to be movable from one location to another location. For example, there is a huge building, very good elevation, and structure is very nice. Then I want to convey this information to my people who is staying in another country, and I want to build such element. Then what I have to do? If the camera is not there, even the camera is there, some inner features we can't able to mention. Such cases we are going to draw the picture. We can able to draw the picture. So whatever we saw there, and we are going to draw it. So the main aim of the drawing is to convey our ideas, or whatever you are observed. By drawing it, we can able to communicate with the others. So here, how many ways we can able to draw a picture? For more clarity, just if you observe, the drawing can be, if you observe, I am going to show one particular object. By observing it, so here I am representing some elements here. So below that I gave some names, but don't bother about these names. In the next video I will give in detail about these elements. So here if you observe, all the places common element is projection, or this is also considered as view. So the first one is multi-view projection. Here only two words we got. It is a multi-view projection. And another one is oblique projection, isometric projection, perspective projection. So what all are these? To be frank to say, all these are same diagram. Same object is represented in different fashion. So mostly if he is a non-technical person, he can able to think it is a rectangle. It is considered as a rectangle. But if you consider, if he is a technical person, if he is a engineer, if he is a technical person, he won't say it is a rectangular plane. He knows that it is a cuboid or rectangular block. It is not a plane, it is a solid. How it is? He knows that it is going to be the front view of the object, and it is the top view of the object if it is a first angle projection. Because the people who are already aware of the entire subject, they know that sometimes top will consider front view, sometimes top element is considered as top view. So when we will consider front view is above, when we will consider top view is above, all this information again I will explain in the next video. But by assuming this is my first angle projection, by considering it is my first angle projection, the top one will become front view, bottom one will become top view. Don't bother about what is a first angle projection. Every detail you can able to know in next video. So in this case, this is the length of the object, this is the height of the object. And in the top view, this is the length of the object, this is the breadth of the object. So here L is having certain value, H is having certain value, B is having certain value. Therefore, it is a three-dimensional. L, B, H, 3 are there. It is not a plane, it is a solid. Only a technical person can able to understand, knows that it is a three-dimensional. But sir, whatever the drawings we make, we want to convey it to the non-technical person for marketing that particular product. So if I draw like this, we know that it is a rectangle. But how we can able to convey it to the non-technical person? With the help of these two elements. So non-technical person also, non-technical person can also understand that it is a three-dimensional. This is length, height, breadth. So here also height, breadth, length. But what is the difference here? Here length and height are perpendicular to each other. Breadth is only inclined. Breadth is 45 degrees somewhere. And length is horizontal, height is vertical. But whereas if you consider in this diagram, length is inclined, breadth is inclined, height is only vertical. So both the cases we can able to understand it is a three-dimensional. Good sir. Sir, if a non-technical person can able to understand this, what is the next one sir? What it is? Perspective projection. What is meant by perspective projection here? So however it appears to the human eye, if you draw as it is considered as a perspective projection. For example, sir, if you observe, by looking into it, most of the people can able to say what it is. Just I will draw it, just you tell me what is this particular object is. By looking into it, we can able to say that it is a long street or it is a road. Both the sides there is a lamps are going to be placed, bulbs are going to be placed. Sir, without any description, we can able to easily understand, because for the human being it will appear as it is like this, because here we will observe that the breadth is more. Whenever it is moving away, width is going to be reduced. It is going to be appears to the human eye like this. That is why if you draw like this, then we are going to get a clear idea of what the scenario is. So in order to convey quickly, in order to convey some information quickly, or even for illiterate also, if you draw like this, they can able to easily understand that is related to the perspective projection. So here same object we are going to represent in different ways. So to convey between the technical people, we are going to use multi-view projection. For a non-technical person, we are going to use oblique and isometric. Not only these two sir, few more are there: cavalier projection, cabinet projection, diametric projection. These words are there, these projections are there. Those I will explain in the next video. So all these things we can able to use to convey to the non-technical. But in order to convey the information quickly to the illiterate, means quickly to the other person or the people who are not aware of the basic shapes like this, also how we can able to easily understand, however it is appears to the human eye. If you draw as it is, then conveying is easy, understanding is easy. That is considered as perspective projection. Good sir. Now what is a projection? And you said another word is view. How you can able to know these two? So for that you have to go through this particular one, which can able to give you a little bit more idea of projections. So take an example of cinema theater. cinema theater so here what happened, so the negative size is very small, and we are sending a light and we are making a light to fall over the negative. Then the rays are going to be travel like this. The rays are going to travel like this, and it will fall on the silver screen. It will fall on the silver screen, and then we can able to view that particular thing in the silver screen. So this is a general terminology. But once if it is a technical terminology, what it is called, if the object size is something is there. So for example, this is your idea, this is your view, then how we can able to convey it to others. So let us consider I am sending the rays which will falls on the object. So this particular element is considered as the object. So if we are sending the light and we are making the light to fall over it, then what will happen, the rays can able to travel, and once the rays are traveling, if you won't place any obstacle, then we can't able to get any shadow there, For example, let us consider we have a torchlight, and we placed a coin here, and if you put a torchlight here on the ceiling, you can able to get what is the shape of it. For example, it is a open air. If you take a coin, if you take one particular coin and if you put a torchlight, if there is no ceiling, then can you able to observe what is the shape of it? Not possible. So in order to get the shape of it, we need some obstacle, some surface to get the shadow. So that surface is considered as, in general cinema theaters, it is considered as a principal plane, silver screen. But in technical terminology, what all are these? You are already familiar. Negative, rays are falling, silver screen, this is a projector. So in technical terminology, what is the element which will send the rays is called source of light. Normal terminology, what it is going to be considered as projector. Projector is a source of light, and if it will send the rays. If it falls on the object, then what will happen, shadow rays will travel and it is going to fall on a silver screen. So the place on which the shadow will falls, it is called principal plane. What is a principal plane? It is a obstacle to the It is a plane which is obstacle to the rays. Sir, what is these rays are called? The rays are called projectors. So these rays will fall on a obstacle, that is called principal plane. Whatever the shadow which we are getting on this particular obstacle, is called projection. We are projecting this particular object on the screen. That is why it is called projection. Sir, what about view, sir? Instead of, if I am observing some object in a real world, let us consider I am seeing this particular object. How I can able to convey to others? I am viewing. The rays are falling on it. I am collector. Observer is the collector. Sir, if rays are not getting, what is the situation? Means it is a dark. There is no sun rays or any electrical rays are not there. Then what will happen? Can you able to see this? Not at all possible. So the rays has to fall over it and I have to capture it. I am viewing. Whatever the shadow here of this particular object, I am getting on my retina. So in that case, this is called view. One is projecting a light, another one is observing this object. In case of observing, this is whatever it is falling on the eye is called view. So whenever it is observing or you are seeing, then it is called view, and the rays are considered as the projectors only, and wherever it is falling, that particular person is called observer. Therefore, Whenever we are projecting it into the screen, it is a source of light or projector. Whenever I am seeing, it is called view. On the time, the same wherever it is falling that shadow, it is on retina, that is called observer's retina. That is called observer. So these are the terminology are most important. What is that? Projector is a source of light. It will fall on the object, then the shadow rays will travel, and it is not actual rays, it is a shadow rays. Those rays are called projectors. This is important. Projector, projectors, and the shadow is called projection. These three words are most important, my dear friends. Projector. Projector is a source of light. Source of light. And projectors. Projectors. Projectors are rays. Projection. Projection is a shadow which we are drawing. This is the drawing. This drawing is a shadow of the picture or shadow of my whatever the object I am seeing, that is view. So apart from this, we have to remember one more thing. Principal plane. Principal plane. What is a principal plane? It is the surface which is placed in the path of the projectors. It is a surface or a obstacle to the rays. So whenever the surface can able to obstruct those rays, then only you can able to observe what it is. So these are the. But I have one doubt. Sir, here in this case, object size is very small. I got view is little bit bigger. And another case, if my principal plane I am not placing here, somewhere I am placing the principal plane here. We are going to place the principal plane somewhere here. Then what is the size of the shadow? We are going to get the shadow this much. This is the side of the shadow. Sir, here if you observe, the projection size will be changes from it is going to changes based on the position of the principal plane. If the position of the principal plane is nearer, it is small in size. If it is moved to some more distance, the size is larger. If you move further, the size is further increased. So therefore, the size of the object and projection are not same. Not same. So in order to get object and projection has to be same size, what it has to be? What is the condition we require? Why it was happened? So here the rays are diverging. That is why if I place my object here, if you are going to place the principal plane here, the size will be increased. If you place the principal plane somewhere more, the size will be goes on increasing. So, but I need a same size of the object. Then what I have to do? What is the condition we required? That is going to be considered here. That is here you observe that these two pictures. Here the size is, the rays are diverging. That is why the object size will be different based on the principal plane position. Based on the principal plane position, the object size will be changes. No, if in order to get the same size of the object irrespective of the principal plane position, irrespective of the principal plane position, when it is possible, if the rays are going to be parallel to each other, then I am going to get same size of the object. So whenever same size of the object we are getting, that is called parallel line projection, and the object size will be changes with respect to the principal plane position, then it is called diverging line projection. So what is the basic condition for getting diverging rays? Diverging rays. And what is the condition for parallel rays? What is the condition for parallel rays? Simple, sir. You can able to take a best example here. It has as cinema or human eye. So if you consider a tree, if you consider one particular tree, if it is nearer to it, it will appear as large in size. If it is moving for some 800 to 900 meters, the size will appear very small. So whenever it is changing its position, automatically the size is going to be changes. That is a diverging line projection. Whereas take an example of solar at 12 noon, not in all the places, 12 noon. So if you take one particular mobile here, the shadow is, the rays are coming like this from the sun, and this is the earth. If it is here, or if you increase little bit also, means the distance is changing from shadow place, principal plane to the object is changing, even though the size won't be changes, shadow size won't be changes. So that is called parallel line projection. So what is the condition now? I hope you got little bit clarity. What is that? In order to get the parallel line projection, what is the situation? Observer or source of light is at finite distance. What about in case of parallel projection? Observer should be at infinite position. Observer is at infinite position. So these two, sir, up to now I was explained two, diverging and parallel. But what is the totally only two types are there? No, there are so many classifications are there. So those classification is done based on these parameters. What all are they? Observer position, based on that whether it is going to be parallel or diverging, and principal plane characters and object characters. Based on these four elements changes, we are going to have different types of projections. All those things I will explain in the next video. So I am going to give you a rough view of it. So this is the total classification of the projections. All these in detail we will learn in the next video.